Hello everybody, we're here in San Diego near Rancho Santa Fe. We got a beautiful view here. We are at the Eat to Live retreat in San Diego, California, and we're out here in the country. It's beautiful. You'd never know that we're really close to the city here. And this is a brand new Eat to Live retreat started by Dr. Joel Fuhrman, and guess what? We have Dr. Joel Fuhrman here, and so we're going to talk to him a little bit about how we started this, and then we're going to do a recipe for you guys, all right? So here we have, there's Dr. Joel Fuhrman, and where do you usually live in New Jersey, don't you?
I live in New Jersey, but now I'm a bi-coastal person.
Yes,
living
yes.
half in New Jersey and half here, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you've changed your life here recently, right?
That's right.
Starting here with this venture out here in California.
This has got to be like the most beautiful place in the world. It's like unbelievable here.
Are you a Californian now, would you say?
I'd say within 2 years I'll be fully impregnated as a Californian.
Impregnated, okay. All right, so we have his daughter, his beautiful daughter Jenna here. And so what are you doing here, Jenna? You've been working here, right?
So I have the pleasure of working at this beautiful place with all of our guests. So I moved actually from New Jersey in June to work out here, and I've been a part of the retreat, which has been just the best thing in the world. So we opened September 15th, and we opened with 11 guests. Now we have 10 here, and I've just been able to bond with them. They have all their meals here, and they've been such a pleasure to get to know. So I'm really, really lucky that I get to interact with them every other day or every day. So it's been really cool. And I get free food, so what's better than that?
And you know what? The guests are even helping us. They're even helping us pick the vegetables out of the garden and helping. You know, it's so funny that they're actually doing things because they just love helping out. But they're such a great bunch of people.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Something that we really like to do here is we like to get the guests participating in helping cook the meals. So when they leave, they know how to prepare oil-free salad dressings and make entrees, so they don't have to question what they're doing right. They kind of know what they eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so that they could do this when they're at home and stay on track with making changes and transformations in their life. So it's actually having them participate in doing the normal nutritarian stuff that we do in our everyday lives. So.
Yeah, so tell us about nutritarian. So there's, I'm sure, a lot of people who follow you are watching this, but there's, I'm sure, some people who are curious to know what's the difference between nutritarian, vegan, vegetarian. There's lots of different
Whole foods, plant-based,
tarians.
whatever you call it. Well, look, what if there's a lot of different ways you can eat, but what if we took every feature, the full portfolio of every feature that would extend human lifespan and protect you against health? So that the gold standard, in other words, the most protective anti-cancer nutrients, making sure you contain the right amount of every most powerful anti-cancer food, and that food is prepared in a way to maintain the nutrients. So you have, and then we add to that getting food from good soil, and then we know on top of that, we're making sure that we get rid of people's food addictions, both the physical addictions and the emotional addiction. Now, part of getting rid of the physical addiction and the emotional addiction is flooding the body with nutrients, enabling the brain to make a recovery from becoming dopamine insensitive. So we enable the brain to restore itself, to be able to be satisfied and to really enjoy eating this way, because your taste improves, your smell improves, and now we get your brain function to improve, the fog to lift, the depression to lift, the excitement about your life to come back, and your fully intelligence, because addictions drive people into behaviors that aren't really who they are. And they start living their life to fuel their addiction, and they can't really do with their life what they want to accomplish and be the person, the full human being they can be. So yes, so nutrients that are good for the body, also very important for the brain. And with the right type of emotional and psychological support, with the right type of food, it enables the people to make complete recoveries and change who they are. So yeah, we're making miraculous health recoveries. People are getting rid of fibromyalgia and asthma and heart disease and diabetes, but people don't recognize that in how a nutritarian diet enables people to recover their brain function. And with this high nutrient way of eating, they can, and combined with some time and learning, they can get rid of their attraction to be eating sweets and processed foods. And there's no diet style out there that includes the full portfolio of foods that have the most powerful anti-cancer effects. And those foods are G-bombs. G-bombs.
G-bombs.
G-B-O-M-B-S. So we eat plenty of greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. We make sure people regularly incorporate chia seeds, flax seeds, and hemp seeds in their diet because these foods have protective effects on cancer, and they also protect the brain against aging as well. We can, people could learn more about work and discuss how this works, but it's the synergy of all these factors and making sure your body has the right kind of hormonally favorability because, too much sweets puts up insulin, which is a hormone, to an unfavorable level. Too much fat on the body makes you secrete too much estrogen to an unfavorable level, and too much animal protein makes you produce too much IGF-1 to an unfavorable level. So the nutritarian diet has a high nutrient density, have the full spectrum of anti-cancer foods, and it's designed to be hormonally favorable for your microbiome, and favorable for your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a brief summary, but it enables people to really reclaim their life again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, that's G-BOMBS, like bombs. Somebody had said about
G-B-O-M-B-S. Acronym, help people remember it.
Yep.
Greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. I'm not saying those are the only good foods you should eat. I'm not saying those are the only best foods. There are 100. I have a whole booklet called 100 Best Foods, but I want those foods to be in your diet regularly, almost every day, because they're incredibly powerful at extending human lifespan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so you're here doing just that. This is giving people a chance to kind of take a break from being barraged with driving around and looking at fast food or trying to even figure out what they're going to eat every day, and just to get an idea where they can spend a good amount of time. So how often do people or how long do people usually stay here?
Well, they could stay anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks. Occasionally we have some people coming in just for a few weeks, but I really recommend people stay the full 8 to 12 week period because it takes that long to really fully change the brain. I want people to get off their high blood pressure medications, off their diabetic medications. I want their headaches to be, if they have chronic migraines, I want them to go home cured. If they have fibromyalgia, I want all the pain to be dissipated before they get back there. I want them to, just like with drug addiction, the chance of desiring and hurting yourself with a drug or with bad food dissipates the longer you're on this. And by being here a long time, we're able to make miraculous health transformations and make sure that people love this and are going to stay with it when they go home. So they're learning how to make it taste delicious, they're getting skilled, and it takes time to retrain the taste and to retrain your food preferences too. So I really encourage a long-term stay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what a treat for people too, huh?
So I've eaten this way my entire life, and when people always look at me and say, you're deprived, or how do you do it? I say, guys, I really enjoy eating this way. So it's not even just making the change for your health, but it's also embracing it and enjoying it, because this food really does taste amazing if you know the right things and the right proportions and what to eat. I love eating this way. It's my choice, and I'm really excited about it. So the fact that I get to share with other people is just really, really cool.
Yeah,
and we have phenomenal recipes, and we have great chefs. And one of our great chefs is Tracy, behind the camera, holding the camera. One of our chefs here. So we've got incredible chefs using incredible quality food. And I have to brag about my incredible staff here who are so caring, wonderful people, and such a pleasure to work with. And also, the materials they have to work with, meaning that we make the best soil. We're putting that soil with the earthworms casting and the mineral rock and the forest compost and the crushed and the bat guano, and we have all the soil is the richness of the soil. The food we're producing is so wonderful.
I can attest to that. I mean, and everyone here can too. But the amazing collards that we're having here, it's just amazing. They are beautiful.
It's hard to believe people say collards. That's yucky, but
I know,
these melt in your mouth. They're
they do.
It's not like you can buy this in a store. You can't get the same flavor. But
another video will show those.
It's helpful.
And our trees, we have a ton of fruit trees and lemons and limes that we just grab, and oranges. So
pomegranates but you know what?
Cool.
It's helpful when the quality of the food is high and people are making that transformation. It helps them come out of the brain fog because they're getting that extra tweaking of nutrients in their food and making sure the food is not contaminated at all. It really helps make them make a better recovery because their diet is so it has so much integrity to it.
Yeah, and that's the magic part of it all.
That's the magic part.
And but people can they can get it all at their grocery store, right? They just need to buy as fresh as possible, or go to farmers markets, or just get organic as often as they can. And there's some tips that people learn, right, when they're here, or from you in your programs and things like that.
Yeah, that's my career, is to help people learn get motivated, see this as fun and delicious, and also help them remove the obstacles that interfere with them achieving great health and make it difficult for them to stay on a healthy diet. Make it fun, make it easy, make it delicious. So they have no excuses anymore. And it becomes like, it's crazy not to do this. Why not have a heart attack? Why not get cancer? Why not have a great life in your later years and enjoy your life fully? So this is a great opportunity for people.
Yeah, and that's the point.
But really, to be a nutritarian, all you have to do is eat the recipes, as one of our guests says. That's all you have to do is eat the recipes.
Follow the recipes.
Yep, they're great recipes. I can
like
attest to that. Yep, definitely.
Cool. So should we show them a recipe?
So yeah, we have a recipe ready. Did you have
We
some
have
more
time to do that? Let's
do it.
do it.
So let's do that.
See what we're having for
come
dessert
on
tonight.
over here. I'll go ahead and so we're gonna give the camera to Jenna.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Right. So this is our beautiful kitchen where Tracy and our other chef Chloe makes the magic happen.
Yes, it's so much fun. This is such a great kitchen to work in and such a nice environment. I'm really excited.
So what do you have in the Vitamix?
So we are making Chia-Fruit ice cream. So you can have ice cream, guys, but it is nutritarian ice cream. So it's full of really nice fruit, and we also are using actually 3 different types of nuts and seeds. So it's adding really good fats to it. And I love this recipe. I discovered it on your website on drfuhrman.com. And I've been making like frozen sorbets out of berries and all kinds of wonderful like banana ice cream treats and things like that. You can do that too, but this actually doesn't have any bananas. And it's just really kind of everything brings together from all the different ingredients.
It's good to make a nice ice cream without bananas. You know, it's great to make one without bananas.
Yeah,
The
so
simple
this is
ice cream
like
you make
ice
all the
cream.
time is just frozen bananas with this vanilla bean powder mixed with a nut like a walnut or a macadamia nut. Makes a great ice cream. But this is nice to do on the different flavors without bananas.
Yeah.
But the secret here is that when you're going to make an ice cream, put it in the freezer, you add nuts and seeds to it. Because the nuts and seeds make it creamy and give that mouthfeel like real ice cream. If you didn't put the nuts and seeds in it, it would taste it'd become like a rock hard. And it's nice to finish the meal or finish eating for the day with something delicious. You don't need a lot of it. We only make it so it has 1 medjool date per serving. So you're not getting a lot of sweet in there. And of course, when the sugar that you're consuming is all fresh fruit, the fiber lowers the glycemic effect. So this is great. And also, notice that we're not using just straight cashews. We're balancing the cashews with chia and hemp, so it has the omega-3. Every time I use cashews in most any recipe, I always use some seeds that have more omega-3 with it. So we'll add mostly hemp seeds to it. So what are you going to put in
I
the
love the hemp seeds, and hemp seeds are nice and soft. They become creamy. I actually just add hemp seeds and water to my smoothies, which becomes basically like I'm adding hemp milk to my smoothies. So this recipe is really, I think it's pretty innovative. It's got, so this is just chia seeds and water. So when you blend the chia seeds, or even when you don't, blending them just kind of speeds up the process. But if you just put a bunch of water with your chia seeds, or you add some milk to it, you can make a chia pudding very easily. And so that's kind of what this is. It's creating.
There's no hemp in there.
So far no hemp. It's just the base of it is water and chia seeds.
Well, how much chia seeds and water is in
So
there?
this is about 4 tablespoons of chia seeds and 2 cups of water. So we're doubling the recipe because we have a large crowd here
Okay,
to
so
feed.
normally it's 1 tablespoon to 1 cup. 1 tablespoon, 1 cup. And then what is that, the hemp milk you already made?
So this is hemp milk. So basically the only part of the recipe that takes a little time is that you do this ahead, let it gel up. And then and of course as time goes on, the chia seeds just keep gelling up more and more and more. And so then you get the texture and the thickness that you want from an ice cream. And when, of course, adding water is going to decrease the calories, right? So
well, you'll make it too hard, and it'll be like an ice cube. You want to keep it so it's not too. Don't add more water than the 1 cup.
Right, but we're adding some hemp milk. So basically, yeah, you just put all that in there.
So you're not adding these hemp seeds to it. You're adding hemp seeds that are
I'm
blended.
showing the hemp seeds.
just showing
This is the hemp milk that we use in a lot of our
You
smoothies.
blended
Yeah.
the water with the hemp seeds already, and you're pouring that in. How much hemp seed is in there?
So in this whole thing, for about like about 6 cups of hemp milk, it's a cup of hemp seeds
So
and
which
about
one, for 1
6
cup?
cups of water.
Right, but for here they're just putting in 1 cup of they put 1 cup of 1 tablespoon of chia to 1 cup of
Yeah, and
water.
what I would do is
how
put
much
like
hemp
a
seeds to 1 cup?
tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds if they're just going to use water. And that's what I've done as a shortcut too. If you don't want to make the hemp seed ahead of time or hemp seed milk ahead of time, you can just throw your hemp seeds in.
Right.
Especially if you have a Vitamix. Everybody get a Vitamix if you don't have one. It's
2
a really great
tablespoons
tool.
on top of the 1 tablespoon of chia
Yeah.
seeds. Now we have 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds.
Yeah.
Now you have 1 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of 1 tablespoon of chia, 2 tablespoons of hemp seed. Now, how much extra water do you think they should add to those 2 when you add the 2 tablespoons?
Well, it's just whatever amount of milk is called for. So the recipe calls for, I think, a 1/2 cup of milk.
In addition to the 1 cup you use for the chia.
Just use a 1/2 cup of water. Yeah, and that's what I did when I made it the first time.
So
And everybody loved it.
So you have a
It
cup
was so good.
overall you have a
Yeah.
cup and a half of water in here then.
Yeah.
So we're talking about an
This
extra
is a double.
2
Mhm.
tablespoons of hemp seed and add a 1/2 cup of water addition to the 1 cup we already put in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then we're going to put in some vanilla powder. So we have vanilla powder, and you can use vanilla extract, but we have vanilla powder here.
No, don't use vanilla extract.
Don't use vanilla
No,
extract.
this is vanilla bean powder has anti-cancer effects and is the real stuff. Vanilla
Yeah.
extract is not going to have the health benefits. You could use that once in a while in a pinch, but you really want to get the real good stuff, and it's real
And you order that
brown
online,
vanilla
right?
bean.
Yeah.
Yep, uh-huh.
Yeah, you're gonna have to order that. I don't think a lot of stores
Okay, so
will carry
how many
that.
dates we're going to put? How much ice cream is this?
I think they're all. Yeah, I just de-seeded them all,
Okay.
de-pitted.
So we're going to make how much?
So I'm
how many
doubling
people?
it.
So this for 8. We're going to 8 dates because we're doubling it. Normally it's 1 date per person, 1 menstrual
Yeah.
date per person.
Mhm.
So we're making for 8
That's
people.
6 dates. They're big.
That was 6. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I do generally reduce the dates a little bit in the recipes because
Did you put the cashews in?
depends on what kind of fruit you're adding too. Some fruit is sweeter than others, so we're adding. It's just the recipe calls for like any kind of fruit that you want to add, any frozen fruit. So peaches are very sweet. So yeah. And then why don't we put those in and blend them?
And you guys can adjust the
So those
amount
are
of
the
you can
cashews.
adjust the amount of water, you can adjust the amount of nut, you can adjust it to make it the consistency you want.
Put on low. All right, here we
Put on
go. Let's we just want to get that pretty well liquefied, and so that's the dates were in the fridge, so are a little bit hard, but they will soften with all this water and stuff. So the other thing I was adding that I added last time, I had a little bit of dragon fruit, and so this is just like blended up dragon fruit. Just adds some amazing amounts of
That's a nice color. Yeah.
antioxidants, and it's just adds a really beautiful color to it. So just add that to it. So, and this is a little bit sweet on its own. So it's really cute. Look how pink that is. So pretty. And so then, we just put in the fruit and then the vanilla.
So in this case we're putting in frozen peaches
Yep.
and strawberries.
It's a frozen dessert, so we want it to be frozen. So this is going to be a little bit liquidy at first, but then what you can do is put it in, if you need to serve it right away, you can put it in little things like this and put them in the freezer. Or you can put it on something like this too and put it in the freezer. It's going to take a little longer. So
Okay, let's
start
flip it
with
on.
that.
Start with low. Put it on low first. I hear a pit in there. You got it.
We're talking and pitting at the same time.
Shoot.
Okay. Well, get a spoon. Live video here.
We maybe have to pour
This
it
stuff
out.
happens though in real life, which is great.
It's hard to find. You're gonna have to pour it out in a big flat thing and pour it back in so we can see it. Where we left a pit in there, a date pit in there.
You know what you do? You soak down like a doctor.
You put it in the in something flat. Then. If we have a tray, a cooking tray. Do we have a cooking
Yes.
tray? We'll just pour the cooking tray to the pit, and then we'll pour it back out. Yeah, it's not big enough. Put in 2 of them then.
I think that'll work.
Flattens down.
Where did the date pit
Don't
go?
that's enough. Put the rest in this one. So you can see if it'll
Has this happened to you before?
Yeah, but don't put too much in because you're going to cover the pit. We won't be able to see it.
Well, we can fish it out with that. We're looking for it.
Good. Let's put the rest in the other one. Let's see in here.
Doctors, is
Look
that
at how
you do
beautiful
surgery?
this is. Yeah.
Pour
You're
it in
doing
here.
surgery on your ice cream today?
Are we sure there was a pit and it wasn't just a hard date?
You know what? It did. Maybe it was just the ice. Maybe it was just the ice from the fruit. Oh, maybe I think I have seen the pit. I don't know.
It's not in there, I don't think.
You got nervous when you said 8 dates. I only see 7 pits
No,
there.
no, I didn't do that many. I've been learning and doing less. We have less, because actually dates are a really great sweetener.
It's a
But
false
they are
alarm.
still.
False alarm. There's no pit in there.
And a little bit of dates goes a long way.
There's no pit in there. It's in it. Actually, this is creamed pretty well, right?
Is it done? Are we eating it?
Well, we still have the milk and more fruit.
We could put some more.
So
Okay, let's
we'll
put.
put some of it in. Let's do some of it, and then let the rest of everything else. Yeah. So
You guys make a good team in the OR. ROR.
this is pretty much it. Yeah, this is.
We were
this is
freaking out about
serious
pit.
emergencies that we have here in the
Emergency.
kitchen.
We didn't want to put any pit in anybody's food.
So somebody had asked, and I think it went beyond, somebody wanted to know about peanut butter. Like, how do they get rid of their addiction to peanut butter?
I know a lot of people that have a really strong inclination toward eating a lot of peanut butter.
Yeah.
Well,
It's kind of addicting.
Well, peanut
It's
butter
tasty.
is when they commercially roast a nut, they over roast it. You know what I mean? So when they over roast it, they form compounds like acrylamides,
Okay,
which
so
are
you
not
added
that
the fruit?
favorable.
Okay, good.
So
was
I
thinking-
recommend people get a raw peanut, and then they could lightly toast themselves and make their own butter, and they make a healthy peanut butter. But the way they get rid of the addiction is by buying these things called jungle peanuts, raw jungle peanuts.
Jungle peanuts.
They're
okay.
incredible. They taste really good. They're flavorful, and you don't have to cook them to get the flavor out of them like other peanuts. So you buy a
You're
little
gonna
bit,
blend that up?
get a little bit of jungle
So
peanuts
we
in
have,
there.
I'll put it all. It's gonna
And then
put
they
it all
sh-
back in here and mix up together.
Looking for a paper towel. And then they look for, of course, they should also switch to almond butter, which is raw almond butter.
So
instead
you
of peanut
recommend
butter.
almond butter over?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not quite as addicting, right?
Almond butter and hemp seed butter and
Healthier.
cashew butter, but almond butter and
You ready?
Yes, this is you ready to go?
Yep, it's on low.
One more time.
All right.
It's a good thing there's high ceilings.
So now it can all just be mixed up in here all together. All right. So now we have our ice cream.
I've sometimes had to stand on chairs and get up on top of counters to be able to wipe the ceiling, because then sometimes when you don't put the top on right, you don't put the thing that closes the top, you have food that goes up and hits the ceiling. It stains of food on your ceiling.
Yeah.
I think you should always put the top on.
It's a
That
pretty
should be a
tall
lesson.
ceiling.
No,
I
you
think
see-
it would be a challenge in
No,
this
that's
room.
what this is great. The ceiling's way up
We'll
there.
show you guys. We have quite the high ceilings.
We're not going to get food up there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe purposely,
Yeah,
because we know the
never
way
use a vitamin
Dr.
C.
Fuhrman cooks.
All right, so yeah, just mix it all up now. We just our nice little serving containers, and this is just delicious. It's like naturally sweet. There's no added sugar. There's no added dairy products, and look how creamy that is.
How long
And
do you leave in the
so-
freezer
Love
for?
the color.
So I think that's what's good about doing this. Make it a few like hours in advance, but not like days in advance.
I think so
I
too.
think that's the best way. And so
Because we use frozen food, so it is cold already, so it's going to gel up much quicker because we already have it prepped pretty good.
And then we'll show you guys the portions that we give our guests too for dessert, because it is such a good meal cap to have at the end of the night without making yourself too full. And it's just sweet, cold, and creamy, and I think it's delicious ice cream.
And you know what? When you have something, a little bit of dessert like this at the end of the night, it marks the time of stopping eating for the night. So you brush your teeth, and you clean the kitchen, and you don't eat again.
She did
Right?
a really good job pouring that, Dad.
Thank you. Don't we have a lot? We have more of these things anyway.
Well, we have plenty, but this was just a demo
Yeah.
for people.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, we gotta taste it, even if it's not gel. We gotta just taste what it tastes
Yeah.
like.
So
Let's
you guys
taste
Is there a
taste
spoon
it.
over there? I'll taste it from this and we'll use the spoon.
All of our spoons are in the dishwasher right now. so
What do you
we're gonna
think?
taste it.
I think that it really has that berry flavor, and I can actually taste the dragon fruit in there too, with the dragon fruit concentrate. Really gave it a really nice, interesting and different flavor. How the dragon fruit actually came through.
So I really like it. It's like it's fruity with a dragon fruit little edge to it.
When we had this
Oh,
dessert
yeah.
last week at the
So
retreat,
good.
people were commenting that it was a nice change up from banana and ice cream.
Correct.
Because there's no bananas in it. So if you guys are ever sick of that banana flavor, this one has berries and is so good. We'll post the recipe and you guys
we'll
can try
post the
it.
recipe for you all.
Maybe a little strawberry on
and,
top. It's nice and it's
yeah,
pretty
you
too.
can put a little raspberry or strawberry on top. You know, maybe a nice whole food granola if you've made it off the website. There's some really good buckwheat granola on there. So yeah.
Awesome.
And, well, thank you everybody for joining us, and we're again live from the Eat to Live retreat. And
Good.
thank you so much for coming on to the Jane Velez-Mitchell show, Jane Unchained.
I will give you guys one last look at the retreat before we wrap up. Thanks,
Good luck,
Dr.
everybody.
Fuhrman. Thanks.
So you can
Bye.
help.
Hopefully we'll see you here someday.